everybody? My name is Jonathan and you're watching Sonic Speed. Today we're going to be working on Pontiac Montana. We're going to be changing the radiator. So let's go ahead and go over what we're going to be needing today and today. Alright guys, so tools we're going to be needing today are going to be some pliers, a funnel, of course for safety, some safety glasses, gloves. We're going to be needing the coolant. The coolant that we're going to be using today is going to be for all makes, all models, mixes with any color, antifreeze. So as long as it has this on there, you should be good to go. Of course, this is a GM. Usually they use Dexcool. The coolant that we're going to be using is mustard water. So we're going to be using distilled water whenever you do any sort of antifreeze or coolant change on your vehicle. You don't want to use regular water from the hose. You want to use distilled water because it doesn't have the minerals that regular water does. We're also going to be using some buckets for the coolant, a jack stands, and of course the most important part, the radiator. Okay guys, so first thing we're going to want to go ahead and do is pop the hood of the vehicle, as I'm going to go ahead and do. Might already be open. The radiator reservoir or the radiator cap. So on this one right here, this is the radiator cap. It says here never open hot. You never want to do that. The coolant will come flying out at you. And here's the reservoir. So it looks like it's already kind of empty. Okay guys, so first things first, what we're going to go ahead and do is get on our safety equipment. Next, we want to go ahead and jack up the car, and then we can go ahead and locate the drain plug, so that way we can go ahead and drain out the coolant. Hey, I'm also getting the help of two assistants. I have thing one and thing two.
And don't forget thing three.
Of course, thing three. How could I ever?
And we're gonna help because I'm thing one, Alexa thing two, and
okay,
Nicole's
guys.
gonna come back.
Alright guys, so now we got the vehicle jacked up, as you can see. We're gonna go ahead and get started here by taking off the drain plug, and then that way we can go ahead and drain out all the coolant. So we are now under the vehicle, and the radiator drain plug on this one is gonna be on the left side. It's always gonna be on the bottom. As you can see, that white plug right there. That's the radiator drain plug. We're gonna go ahead and unscrew that and allow it to drain properly. This up?
Yeah, but what kind of BB color?
White. Like this.
The heavier BB. My tablet's gonna be my birthday. You're gonna get a tablet for your birthday? Yeah, with the blue ones.
You can really hear it now.
The blue ones. Can you see that? Ew, Ratchet.
There's thing 1 and thing 3. Thing 4 and thing 5.
Where's thing 5?
He's up there. We have thing 2.
Like, remember how the tablet for my birthday? Ew, Kaka!
Yeah, that's anything.
What does that do?
That keeps the engine cool.
Cool? It's trying to automate. Oh!
Okay guys, so now that we got it drained out, what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're just gonna add regular hose water to it. We're gonna allow it to run through the system so we can clean it out a little bit more, just for whatever's stuck in. Hi, thing 4. Just for whatever's stuck inside of that might be where the heater core is, where the water pump is. That way we can go ahead and get more of that debris and just nasty corrosion stuff out of there. Okay guys, so now that we've ran it with water, we want to go ahead and drain it out again, and then we'll get started with actually replacing the radiator finally. Everything drained out. I did a little bit of work off camera. I went ahead and got this little support bar, crash bar, whatever you want to call it off. This has 3/13s, 2 here in the front, and then we have 1 in the rear back here, as you can see. And then we got to go ahead and remove these motor mounts. So we're just going to take off these 4. These look like they're 13s as well. And then these 4, these 4 right here. I'm going to remove these 2. And then the one back here, all the way back here. You guys can't really see it. And then we're gonna go ahead and take off, I believe, this as well, just to help us get a little bit more room here. It's right here. And then, yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. Out of the way. See, there's more room. I'm gonna go ahead and undo these hoses here. It's just gonna be with the pliers. Take off any electrical connections, such as this one right here. See if we can do it right now. There's one. We'll get this moved out of the way right now. It's a little relay. And then we have transmission lines down here. So let's go ahead and get started. So now we got one of the hoses disconnected right here. This one goes from the radiator to the water pump. And we're gonna go ahead and disconnect a few bolts right over here. There's one here, and there's gonna be one on this side as well. They're gonna be holding the radiator mounts in place. Okay guys, so we actually found there's actually 2 more bolts as well. So we have one that goes right here where the mount is, and then next to where the one of the other radiator hoses, the upper radiator hose, right to the right of it or to the left of it, depending on how you see it. There's a bolt here, and then on the opposite side there's another bolt as well. And they're both gonna be size 10s as well. With taking out the transmission lines, they have these little tiny metal prongs on the tops of them there, and they're really hard to get out. You have to use something like it's this sharp little tooth tool, or you can use a really flat small screwdriver. That'll definitely help out.
Ay, güey. Ahora.
Ta-da!
¡Tarán! Acá lo voy a acomodar.
Okay guys, so as you can see, there's a lot more room now. We're gonna go ahead and take off this clamp, this other transmission hose, and then we'll have to take off this bolt right here. This is probably either an 8 or a 7, and then we should be able to just take out the radiator from there. Let's go ahead and get started. So as you can see right here, this is one of those tiny little metal clamps holding the transmission lines in place that I was talking about. Right now he's trying to take off the other one. That crazy guy. ¿Por qué te mueves, eh?
Hi.
Oh, the radiator's out. Now there's so much room for activities. This is the old radiator. We already got the bottom bases removed. Where just some pieces of rubber. And now he's trying to get off the water hose. You can see it's full of like hair and a bunch of just nastiness. So we can take this off. And then here's our new radiator. Brand spanking new.
Así, ¿verdad? Más para arriba. Ahí es. Sí.
We got most of everything pretty much put back in now. The only thing is that once I took off the motor mounts, the motor did move back. So we actually had to just pull it and put these bolts in. That way they were in place. But pretty much everything seems to be going pretty smooth now. It was a little tough. I mean, it was a lot of work, but everything seems to be good now. The hose that goes from the reservoir to the radiator, we ran into a little snag. The hose where it connects to the original radiator, it was actually a bigger inlet for the hose, whereas this one was smaller, so we had to use a different gun, but no biggie. We were able to get that changed, and right now he's tightening it up. And then right now we'll add coolant and see how she does. Alright guys, so we hit another snag. There was a leak of the transmission fluid. Luckily it wasn't anything too big. I just needed to be tightened on the radiator. It was bought from eBay, so I mean, I gotta double check things next time. But other than that, everything's good. It's not leaking anything else. It seems to be running fine. It's not overheating or anything like that anymore. So thank God for that.
If you like this video, leave a thumbs up. If you like this video, like really like it, subscribe when we edit it. And I hope you like this video.